This week on the Island Times News Update, Governor Rick Scott makes a campaign stop in Jacksonville Beach. The legislature was good to the beach's communities, and Jacksonville Beach ratifies a new pension plan with its police force. Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. Florida Governor Rick Scott made a campaign appearance Tuesday morning at Hash Rocket in Jacksonville Beach in an event called a kickoff for Northeast Florida. Governor Scott was flanked by numerous elected officials from all three beach communities, as well as JaxBiz Chair Mike Hightower, a former chair of the Duval County Republican Party. He was introduced by State Senator Aaron Bean. Scott emphasized the balanced budget of the state of Florida and the number of jobs that have been created since he came into office.
I walked into this job with a $3.6 billion budget deficit. Not a lot of people have had to balance one of those. It's not the most fun thing to do, but now we have a budget surplus. So we can invest in our state, we can invest in education, we can invest in infrastructure, we can invest in our environment, we can do things that improve the life for all of our Floridians. The most important thing we can do, I think, is get people a job. I grew up in a family that struggled for work. I remember when the only family car we had got repossessed. That's a bad day. And that was going on 4 years ago. But today, people are getting jobs. We've added 600,000, a little over 600,000 jobs in 3 years and 4 months. So we're way ahead of the plan that I ran on 700,000 jobs over 7 years.
Scott said he had a plan for adding more small businesses in the state of Florida.
How many of you knew that when Charles Lindbergh crossed the Atlantic, he did it to get a prize? How many knew that? He got a $25,000 prize. It was a contest. So I want to have a prize that's partially state funded, partially private funded, to deal with the big issues: water, supply, quality, flow, medical research, infrastructure, things like that. I want to have business plan competitions at our universities and state colleges to recruit more people to invest in our small businesses and more small businesses to come here. Do things like that. Again, continue to get rid of regulations and fees and taxes.
Scott let stand $1 million for work on the landings for the St. Johns River Ferry, but would not commit to long-term funding for the service on the part of the state.
Well, my focus is to make sure every year we continue to grow our economy and we have the money to make strategic investments. And every year we'll look at everything on a case-by-case basis to make sure it's the right thing for the residents of our state.
Last question.
But it's exciting to be able to do that this year.
Mike Hightower, chair of the JaxBiz Political Action Committee of the Jax Chamber, used the event to announce that the PAC has endorsed Scott's re-election effort. Well, more good news for the St. Johns River Ferry was announced this week. The Federal Transit Authority, part of the Department of Transportation, is awarding a grant totaling $3,973,099 for work on the St. Johns River Ferry landing slips on both sides of the river. The grant will be supplemented by the state of Florida, which included $1 million in the state budget signed Monday by Governor Scott for infrastructure work. According to the FTA, the Jacksonville Transportation Authority will receive the funding to replace aging ferry slips that have reached the end of their useful life. With the passage of the gas tax, the ferry will be operated under the auspices of JTA for the next 20 years. Well, several bills that directly affect the beaches community were passed by the state legislature during the recently completed session. And at the June Beaches Watch meeting Wednesday, Jacksonville Beach City Manager George Forbes and Mayor Charlie Latham talked about the impacts of legislation ranging from funding for the ferry to beach renourishment and drainage on A1A. Latham said the city has been working with the State Department of Transportation on the drainage issue, taking pictures of the flooding that occurred last October to the Secretary of Transportation. The city has asked the state for $600,000 for an engineering study to mitigate the drainage problems on A1A. The state legislature included $2 million in the budget for shore protection projects. Beach renourishment costs beaches residents nothing, said City Manager George Forbes, and the Duval County Shore Protection Program was at the top of the legislature's list this year. Forbes said that the project will be designed in 2015 and implemented in 2016. Atlantic Beach resident Kevin Boge, a principal with Olson Associates Coastal Engineers and the City of Jacksonville's consultant on the Shore Protection Project, said the total state share of the project will be about $2.3 million, with the city adding $2.6 million and the federal government contributing $8 million. The Jacksonville Beach City Council Monday night ratified a new contract with the Florida State Lodge of the Fraternal Order of Police. The contract, which was approved by a 45-6 margin by the Jacksonville Beach Police Department, will be in effect for 3 years, expiring April 30th, 2017. The contract provides for a one-time increase of 1.5% for employees with more than 6 years of service and 2.5% for those with 6 years of service or less. It also adjusts pay grades for all FOP positions to align salaries with similar positions within the relevant market. But there were some givebacks on the part of the FOP as well. The contract increases the vesting period from 5 to 10 years and eliminates the early retirement benefit. It replaces the deferred retirement option plan, also called DROP, with a program called Backdrop, and increases the employee contribution to the retirement plan from 6.45% to 7.95%. In Neptune Beach, the city has made non-discrimination on the basis of gender identity and expression part of the city's official personnel policy. The vote Monday night to include the language, along with marital status, on the list of items that may not be considered in making personnel decisions in Neptune Beach was unanimous. The language citing mental handicap and physical handicap was changed to disability in both instances. Atlantic Beach is still considering a broader human rights ordinance that would extend to businesses in the community. When we come back, Atlantic Beach looks to change its commission meeting schedule and some things to do around our communities. This is the Island Times News Update.
Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool, with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality child care at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. The Atlantic Beach City Commission will consider changing its meeting schedule at its regular meeting Monday night. An ordinance on the agenda for first reading would establish 2 regular meetings per month rather than 1 regular meeting and a workshop meeting. The previous commission made the change to 1 meeting and 1 workshop about a year ago. On Thursday, June 12th, the city's Charter Review Committee will meet in the City Commission chambers at 5 p.m. The committee is looking at all aspects of the city charter in order to determine if any changes need to be made. Well, the Summer Jazz Concert Series is back at the Seawalk Pavilion in Jacksonville Beach. This week's concert on Sunday at 5 p.m. features Clay Benjamin, followed by Bob Baldwin, and then the Sax Pack as the headline band. The next concert will be on July 13th. Nick Coleone will be the featured performer. The Jacks Beach Art Walk will be held Tuesday, June 10th, and then the First Coast Beach Volleyball Tournament will be held Saturday, June 14th and Sunday, June 15th from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. at the beach volleyball courts located between Beach Boulevard and 4th Avenue North. The musical Tick Tock Boom opens Friday, June 13th at the Atlantic Beach Experimental Theater. The play is described as the autobiographical story of Jonathan Larson, who won a Pulitzer and 3 Tony Awards for his musical Rent. The ABET performances are held at the Adele Grage Cultural Center in Atlantic Beach. Well, the National Weather Service says we can expect about a 50% chance of thunderstorms on Saturday and a 40% chance on Sunday, with just a slight chance of afternoon thunderstorms with us for the rest of the week. The Island Times is always digital, always free at www.theislandtimes.com. Become a subscriber and get updates on news from the beach's communities delivered right to your email box. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.